Hi, Bill Jones from Turntastic Wood Design. I made this bowl out of maple, a maple blank that I bought at my local woodworking supply shop, and I put a couple of embellishments on it, rings that were burned in with a piece of wire. Came out pretty nice. It makes a nice little enhancement to the bowl, and I'll show you how I did it next. I picked up this maple blank at my local woodworking supply store. It's about 8 inches in diameter and about 3 inches tall. I've marked the center, and I'm going to drill a 5/16 inch hole in the center to accept a worm screw. I've installed my chuck on the headstock of the lathe with a worm screw, and I'll mount the blank onto that worm screw. Got that on there nice and tight, and I'll pull up the tailstock just to be extra safe while I get started. And it always helps to have a good shop assistant. And with my favorite bowl gouge sharpened nicely, I start shaping the bowl. The cut starts out as a pull cut, scraping along the bottom of the bowl, and then transitioning into a push cut as I get toward the top of the bowl. I switch to a carbide cutter and take very slight passes to try and deal with some of that tear out. Using a parting tool, I start to form a tenon on the bottom of the bowl. Then I use a skew chisel to put a slight dovetail on the tenon to match the profile of the jaws of my chuck. I switch to my big scraper to get a nice smooth surface, so I'll have to do as little sanding as possible. I turned the bowl around and mounted it using that tenon in the chuck, sharpened my bowl gouge, and then hogged out the inside of the bowl. So we've got a nice looking bowl now, and we're going to embellish it just a little bit by burning a stripe in it. And I'm going to start by cutting a little groove with a skew chisel. Now I take a piece of thin wire and lay it in that groove as it's spinning, and it will burn a nice mark into that bowl. And now I finish sanding it. For a finish, I use a mixture of unwaxed shellac, boiled linseed oil, and denatured alcohol, equal parts of each. And I put several coats of that on, and it makes a nice shiny finish. I installed my coal jaws and turned the bowl around so I can take off the tenon and finish the bottom. Well, after a nice finish was put on it, I buffed it out on a buffing wheel, and I think it came out pretty nice. I'm pretty pleased with it. The bowl was a nice little bowl all by itself, but when you add that little embellishment, it turns it into something really nice, as Cousin Eddie says. So I'm happy with that, and I hope you liked this video and found it useful. If you did, please like and share with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me out. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the area below. I'd love to answer any questions you might have. And as always, thanks for watching.